Mother Clare, in traditional Christianity, there's much spoken about sacrifice, and most people today see that as somewhat old-fashioned. How do you see, in a mystical Christian path, there being any place regarding sacrifice that is of use?
Most people have had bad experiences. If they've had any experiences at all with anyone speaking of sacrifice, they've often been bad. You may have had a parent or a grandparent who constantly reminded you of what sacrifices they made for you, and they tie that to you're now being indebted to them to repay somehow or do what they want you to do forever, or whatever way they want to make you pay back the sacrifice they made. You may also have heard about sacrifice in negative ways, of that you should make sacrifices for things. You should give up what you care about most if you want to be good. So you may have heard about it in a negative context that way also. In fact, the word sacrifice means to make holy. Sacrificio in Latin is to make holy. So anytime you take something ordinary or negative and bring consciousness or light or purity into it, you have made it holy and it becomes a sacrifice. For example, if you're used to scarfing your food down without any awareness and any consciousness to it, and now instead you eat with consciousness, being aware of each bite you're taking and how it's moving into your body, you have made that simple act of eating holy. You have turned it into a sacrifice. What have you sacrificed? You've sacrificed your unconsciousness. And what has it become? A conscious act. So anytime we give up what is unconscious for what is conscious, we have made it holy. We have made a sacrifice pleasing to God. Now, in terms of giving things up, we do often need to give up things that we might have been attached to in order to achieve something or receive something of a higher nature. You can't be functioning in your own lower nature and in your higher nature at the same time. So you need to give up some of the habitual ways of being in your lower nature in order to achieve the blessings of living through your higher nature. That could be whatever you might have indulged in that was really not so conscious and was not so loving and not so light-filled. And you now let that go to instead take on as a new practice what is loving and is conscious and is light-filled. You will have sacrificed the lower for the higher. We may also give up something for someone else to benefit. We may sacrifice the best seat at the table for someone else to have it. If we give it up, we should do so with love, not with intending on holding an obligation to the other person. It should be because we wanted to. Then we have made it truly a gift of love, and we have made it holy. So if we do choose to make sacrifices of things, which I recommend you do, to give up what is lower for what is higher, to give up what is selfish for what is loving, to give up what is warring for what is of peace. If you do that, it should be done with love and willingness, not holding anyone else responsible for your choice. Just the joy of giving and allowing something to move into greater consciousness. Then you will have truly made it holy. If strings are attached, if there's demands made, there was no sacrifice. It was a negative deal you didn't even agree to. That is not a sacrifice, because nothing was made holy. So I do recommend that you be willing to embrace the concept of making things holy, of making sacrifices, so that you can consciously choose what you want to have be a part of your life and what you do not.